And everybody, I want you to know that you are so special and there is no other you in the whole world. I'd like to talk about it.
I've got to show the world all that I want to be and all my abilities. There's so much more to me. Somehow I'll have to make them just understand. I got it well in hand, and oh, how I planned. I'm spreading love, there is no need to fear, and I just feel so good every time I hear
First of all, I want to say good morning to Just Being Me, April Showers, and my special guest. We are going to be talking today about how special you are. And I want to tell you two Bible verses before we get started, and then we'll just go from there. Anybody's welcome to chime in. Let me post the StreamYard link. In the book of Psalms, in chapter 13 and 14, chapter 139, verses 13 and 14, there I got it right. And it says, "For it was you who formed me in the womb and created my inner parts. You knit me together, and I will praise you because you have been fearfully and because I have been fearfully and wonderfully made." I'm stumbling over my words. Just excuse it, please. Jeremiah 1:5 also says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were even a person, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart and I anointed you." And there's another one in here, I didn't write it down, that says, "I created you for a purpose, not a purpose for you." You were already created. The purpose was already created, and God needed you and only you to fulfill it. So that's where we are. I'm going to bring up my special guest. A lot of you know her, and some of you don't. If you don't, please go to her website and her YouTube channel, and I'm going to let her tell you all about herself. Welcome, Lisa's Real Spiel. How are you this morning?
Fine, and yourself, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I am just so happy you're here. First of all, tell everybody where they can find you and sign on to all of your channels, and tell a little bit about your mentoring program, if you will.
Um, well, my channel is called Lisa's Real Spill, and I'm on Instagram, Facebook under the same name, and TikTok. My mentoring program, I mentor people one on one, dealing with self development. And part of self development is helping people to learn how to love themselves again. Because sometimes, some people get lost with that, with loving themselves, or something may happen in their personal life where they no longer love themselves like they used to, whatever the case may be. But I talk to people dealing with things such as that.
That's very important because in the world today, we are facing such a spiritual warfare, And so many people are getting trapped up in that. And then when they don't really love themselves, they can't love others. So they try to imitate others. And the title of this is Be Beautiful and Be Truthful. And if you're true to yourself, answer the hard questions on the inside. And if there's something you don't like about yourself, then change it. It takes 21 days to break or make a habit. And during that time, talk to yourself. If you have to look in the mirror and just say, I love you to yourself every day, that'll sink in and it'll get in your head and you will live it. You will feel it. What would you say about being truthful and being beautiful?
I feel as though that, you know, well, for me, I'm gonna speak on me. I had to, the things that I went through in my life, I had to rebuild myself. Okay. And not only was it something, it wasn't easy, but it was something that I wanted to do for myself. And I think a lot of times that's where, we need to start at, is accepting things for what they are, and then uh make up in our mind if we want to change that or not. I think
Right.
sometimes, you
Oops.
know, sometimes we want to change it, but we don't want to put the work in,
Right.
right? And that's where the problem comes in at. And also the problem could be just accepting you for who you are. Because that's what you also have to start there too. Before you can make changes, you have to accept you for who you are,
Exactly.
your flaws and all, because none of us are perfect.
None of us are, and none of us really have the right to tell somebody else how they are and what they are just to degrade them, knowing it's not true. Lisa, just being me, thank you for putting Lisa's link in the chat. I appreciate that, and I know she does too.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put that up so other people can see it. I've noticed on YouTube a lot that hurt people, and that's something that everyone can change. I hear so often, I don't want the drama, I don't want the mess, and then you're right in the middle of it. If you don't want it, get away from it. And like it's learn to love yourself. You are the only you in the world, and you are special, or God wouldn't have created you.
That's right.
I feel like somebody, I don't know, if we touch one person today or through the replay, it'll be so worth it to me, because it'll help you in the long run, and then you can help somebody and they can help somebody, and it multiplies. So, I mean, I don't know how to say it enough. Be true to yourself. Be true to who you are. Be true to what you believe in. If you have to stand alone, stand alone. The truth stands alone, you know, and the truth is that people that are coming against you and people that are bringing lawsuits up, stop it. Stop. You know that people calling CPS, that causes family breakdown. And how can you love yourself for doing that? I mean, stop, walk away from YouTube for a week or so and get to know yourself again. Like I said, it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So for 21 days, tell yourself, I love you. I love you. You're worthy of love, because you are. It doesn't matter what you have been through in your lifetime. and what I have been through and mine, Lisa's been through and hers, that there's a purpose for it in the end. You may have to go through trauma to get victory and a
Mm-hmm.
testimony. And I believe that. I believe everything that we have been through will work together for good because God loves us that much. Lisa, in doing your mentorship, do you do it on YouTube, behind the scenes, Zoom? How do you connect with somebody?
I People reach out to me and I set it up. We set it up like that. Um
Uh, Go
I had
ahead.
started like doing it like I do reels and stuff about different things, right? On my Instagram and stuff. I talk about different things as far as dealing with self-development. But I have people that has actually reached out to me and behind the scenes. So I deal with people one on one like that. It's some other things I'm going to add to it, but I'm just taking my time right now and trying to see which way I want to go with it or how I want to create it as I go along.
Well, I know it will prosper greatly. Just being me, would you like to come up and say a few things? Because you're a wise lady too. While I'm waiting on the.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I read that. Um,
but I just for me, I try to just show everybody love. That's just how I get down, you know,
I
and
do. I do too.
I disconnect with anything that's not benefiting, you know.
Exactly.
Um, and I say that because uh sometimes when you start changing, making changes in your life, you're going to lose some people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's okay. That's okay. Because if people love you the way they claim they do, or they like you the way they claim they do, they going to understand. And if they really for you, no matter what change you make, they will still be there.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes,
But
ma'am.
a lot of times when you start changing for the better, you end up losing some people. But
You
don't
do.
allow that to make you feel as though you're doing something wrong.
Right. Now, like you said, you disassociate with people. If you put trash in your body, you're going to get trash out. If you put negativity in your body, you get negativity out. And when someone does me wrong or comes against me, I don't meet their energy for energy. I pray about it. I don't come out. I'm not ever going to drag anybody, and I'll say that right off. Because I don't want to put negativity into somebody else. And if they're already doing it, all you can do is pray because you can't change anybody, but God can.
That's right.
The only person you can change is yourself.
That's right.
And if you are happy with who you are, be true to who you are. Don't be on one channel saying one thing and on the next channel saying something else,
Right.
because a lot of people have the same subs. So I'm just going to use, well, I'm not even going to say her name. There is one content creator that people love to hate, but they watch anyway, but because they love to hate her, but she's true to herself. She'll tell you, this is me. If you don't like it, go on.
Right.
I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that because, I mean, she's going to tell you right up front, I'm going to drag, I'm going to curse this person out, I'm going to do this. If you don't like it, go on about your business.
Mm-hmm.
So I do look at a lot of content creators just to see what's going on, and I pray about a lot of it. And I have had one sub I don't even know if she subbed to me, but she made the comment to me, go save somebody, or don't you have somebody to save? I can't save anybody. I can lead you to Jesus Christ, our Savior, but the choice whether or not to be saved is up to you, because he's offered the invitation. He died for you. And if you were the only person on earth, he would have still gone to the cross, because that's how much he loves you.
Right.
That's how important and special you are to him.
And see, the thing is too is that even though uh the Most High accepts all of us as being special, right? But at the end
Mhm.
of the day, it's about how you feel about yourself. And see, that's where the problem come in at, is that some people don't feel as though they're special. And that's where the problem come in at. Even though the Most High looks at all of us as being special and unique. But if you don't feel that way about yourself, then that's where the problem comes in at. And that's something that that you need to take a look at, is why you don't feel like you special, why you don't feel like you're unique, what's going on with you. And those are some of the problems that some people that I talk with when mentoring, those are the things that come up. It's that some people just don't feel like they're unique or special, and a lot of times it comes from stuff that's done happened to them, you know,
Right,
in their childhood or in their teenagehood, or even in their adulthood. Some things has happened to them that's made them feel like, they don't love themselves. They don't feel special. They don't feel unique. But sometimes all it takes is sitting down with someone, talking to them, and allowing them to lead you where you can, you know, uh lay out what you're feeling and why you've been feeling like that. And then figuring out a way that you can execute those problems.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that some people don't want to stop and pay attention to.
If someone came to you and they had been abused from childhood up, and they had it ingrained in their soul that they were just there to be used and they were there to be hurt, what would you tell them to begin with?
First, excuse me. First, I would let them know that God loves them and I love them too. You know, with nothing, expecting nothing.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And then I would, a situation like that, I think I would talk to them, but I also think I would, you know, express to them that I think they should get a psychiatrist. And reason being is that I'm not qualified. I'm not a psychiatrist, and it could be something bigger going on there. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
would take time out to talk to them and, get an idea of what's going on with them. But I still would, I wouldn't just charge them and try to take their money. If I feel as though it's something that's bigger than me and I'm not qualified, I'm not going to take people's money. I'm going to
Right.
tell them, I don't know if I can do anything with you. We can have a conversation, a few conversations to see where it go. And, I said, but I feel like you should get a psychiatrist or something. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes,
I
ma'am.
still would talk to the person and figure out what happened, because sometimes, how can I put it? Sometimes a person needs somebody who is interested for real.
Yeah.
Okay, not just about burning a hole in your pocket or trying to take your money.
Right.
Some people need to know that you are really interested for real.
Exactly. And I do want to say there's no shame in talking, and there's no shame in talking to a psychiatrist or a therapist. I do.
Right, I have
And
to.
I have a wonderful, wonderful psychiatrist. She's very, very good, and a therapist as well. And sometimes just being able to tell somebody and to get it out so you're not dealing with it alone helps a lot of people. But one thing that helped me the most is when someone told me in my adulthood, it's not your fault. You
Mm.
did nothing wrong. And I like to tell people that because as a child, you don't have control. You don't think you can say no. You can say no, and even as an adult, you have the right to say no. Nobody has the right to touch you
Mm.
in any manner,
Right.
whether it be sexual or abusive. No one has the right to touch you when you say no.
Right. But you know what? That is so true, Kim. But you know what? Also, um, I had a situation where I was talking to someone and that came up and they said they felt like they couldn't say no.
And I
It
was in that position. I was 7 years old when my abuse started, and I couldn't say. I was too scared. I
right,
I was too scared, and I was threatened. So I didn't even tell anybody until I was 14, and then I wasn't believed. And that's something I just had to deal with,
yeah,
and I did. And when I was diagnosed with celiac disease, I was told that my body didn't produce serotonin, which is your happy hormone. So it took me going to a psychiatrist and getting medicine level even out so I would have an equal good and bad um, personality and not one way or the other. But I was still ashamed to tell anybody. And I had told my doctor, who first started me on medication, that I didn't want to take anything that altered my mood. And he was telling me, like, if you have a broken arm, you get it set. You may have to have surgery, may just have to have a cast, but you have to have it tended to right then. And that's the same as mental health. You have to have it attended to. Please don't try to do everything on your own. That's why
mhm,
these people went to school, and that's why these people have been trained, is to help you. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame whatsoever. And if
mhm,
more people um, took away the stigma of mental health issues, then I think we would all be a lot happier, a lot more compassionate toward others. Because once you're compassionate toward yourself and you allow yourself to work through the pain, you allow yourself to say, yes, it hurt me. That's
right.
your right. That's your right. And that's the beginning of healing, is
Oh,
not my fault.
that's right. And I tell people that too. Like a couple of the situations that I had, that a couple of people that reached out to me and was talking about, so much has happened to them, and I was like, well, of course, I always thought I was telling them that I love them, and they are special to me. And I always tell them it wasn't your fault.
And I'm glad to hear
Let's
you
start there.
say that.
Let's start there. It wasn't your fault. You was a child. You was taken advantage of, because a lot
Right,
of people walk around that happens to you. A lot of them hold it in so long because they feel like it was their fault. Because,
right.
like you said, they tell it and then they get accused of lying or it not being true, and so they hold it in, you know and that's what keeps people in that darkness so long, because they don't want to tell it. They feel like it's their fault.
Yes, ma'am. I want to stop for a minute and say hello to Priva. I have missed you, my love. She was one of my first subs.
Right.
We even talked on another channel in the chat before she became a sub, and I just love her. She is such a special person.
Right.
And she just exudes love. So, Priya, I'm so glad you're here.
Mm-mm-mm.
Um, Also, Lisa, I'm glad you tell people it's not their fault. I'm so glad to hear you say that because that was the beginning of my healing. I took my childhood trauma into my adulthood
Mm-hmm.
and was abused several times um, before. Thank you, Priya. Thank you. You are too. Um, Before I began to forgive myself, before I heard it wasn't my fault, I did let people hurt me and I did let people take advantage of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know any different. I thought I was worthless. I thought I wasn't even worthy of breathing the air that somebody else could breathe. And that's how I felt. And
Right.
I mean, I really felt it.
And a
So,
lot of people, a lot of people be going through that. Um, Sometimes it comes from stuff that happened to them in their childhood or their teenagehood, but sometimes it comes from their mom or their dad.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And the sad part about it is I have a heart where as though I wanna save everybody. You know
me
what I mean?
too.
That's just how I feel. I want to save everybody,
I think
But
that's because of what you and I have both been through and have overcome so much that you want
right,
to help somebody else. That's how I am. I want to save the world and I'm told a lot that I can't.
right.
But and they're right, I can't save the world, but if I can help one person at a time,
That's right.
like I said, it multiplies. And I don't care if Fields of Grace 101 is never mentioned anywhere as long as they get the message that they're loved.
Right. That's right.
And like I've really said, that really helped a lot because it made me start thinking, why would I think this is my fault? This isn't my fault. This
Right.
isn't my fault. I don't understand it. And I was eventually able to forgive my abuser, and it took a lot. It took a lot, and I was quite a bit older. I think I was in my 30s, maybe early 40s.
Right.
But I sat down and said, "I forgive you. I forgive you for what you've done to me, what you did to my life, and you no longer have a hold on me because I've let it go." And I'm gonna tell you, he didn't apologize. He didn't even acknowledge he had done wrong. He said, "I'm sorry if I ever hurt you." And to me, that was as bad as not saying anything at all, or
Right.
worse, because he knew he had hurt me.
Right.
And I walked away and thought, okay, it's on him now. Whatever,
Right.
whatever, because I know in my heart it was not my fault. And I began to heal. I began
Right.
everything negative that was thrown at me, I came back with a positive. And I left it at the foot of the cross. And I said, God, I can't handle this alone. I need your help. And that's my prayer every morning is, God, please help me to touch somebody today. Please let them see you instead of me,
Right.
because I'm not out for just clicks and views. I really want to be able to help people.
And you know what I notice about that too
What's
is
that?
that sometimes some people you can't help.
They don't want help. You
Right.
can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves because they don't think anything's wrong.
Right. And just sometimes I know for me, I just disconnect. When I
Yeah,
find out that you're somebody that it's not good for me, I just disconnect from you. It's just simple
right,
as that. I don't give it no time, because one thing I've learned is that some people you just can't save. I don't care what you're doing, how you do it. Some people you just can't save because their mindset is totally different from yours.
right,
And once I notice that, I just disconnect. It's no need me wasting my time or theirs.
right. In the Bible, it says, Not all will be saved. It also says, Jesus says, once you've said what you've said, they didn't accept it, knock the dust off your boots or sandals and keep going. And that's the truth. You can't change anybody's thoughts, minds, feelings, anything like that. So quit trying. Quit trying. That's God's place. But you can talk to somebody,
Right.
and lead them.
Yep.
And that's a really good point that I want to keep making. Priya says you're amazing too, and that's so sweet. That's so sweet. She is such an angel. But Lisa, we're gonna kind of go ahead.
We still got some good folks out here.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, they hard to come by, but we still got some good ones out here in spite of. Because it seems like a lot of times the bad outweigh the good. And you have to be careful
Absolutely.
of that because that's tricky. You know, a lot of times that's what the devil wants you to think. You know, that like go ahead and join the bad because you ain't gonna find no good. The devil plays on people in different ways. So you have
Right.
to be careful about that because when you certain things, it does look like the bad outweigh the good.
It
So,
does.
so you have to be to a point in your life where so you determine to do good no matter
Absolutely.
what, you know.
That's the truth.
And you're gonna have some people that's gonna get mad with you about that. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy, but that's how the world is. People get mad with you because you choose to do the right thing. You
Right.
choose to treat people good. And you're gonna have people that's gonna get mad with you. And that's those are the people that I cut off.
Yes, ma'am. Me too.
I don't waste my time and all that because I don't have to explain to you why I want to be good.
Right.
I don't have to explain to you why I want to treat people good. You know, if you can't relate, then you are definitely somebody that I don't need to connect with.
And it's like I told you when we talked the other day, um, offline and everything else, that God will send the people He needs
Mm-hmm.
to hear what they need to hear. And I firmly believe in my heart someone needs to hear this.
Right.
And the Bible also says, which I wanted to point out, but I didn't want to interrupt you. You say you distance from people. The Bible also says bad company corrupts good character.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the truth.
Yeah,
You are known by the company you keep,
that's right.
and and that's why I mentioned earlier going from channel to channel, as Miss Lady D would say, um, just hopping around, spreading different narratives about people
Mm-hmm.
in different chats. I don't. My mind doesn't go there. I mean, I I just don't get it. Don't say I want to be good. I don't want the drama. I don't want this. I don't want that. And then go, I mean, drag somebody up and down the street.
Mm.
You know, I'm not, I don't, y'all. I'm sorry. All I know how to do is forgive you and love you. I can honestly tell you, honestly, there is no person in this world that I hate.
Right.
I got you just being me. I got you. Whoops. I understand that too. Give me a minute because there we go. She says, you have to sometimes. Sometimes you have to put them in their place and then walk on and So you go your way, I go my way, and that's the way we're going to handle this. And that's okay. Distance yourself. And I've said it so many times in other videos. You can love somebody from a distance. You don't have to be around them. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to even acknowledge them other than in prayer.
Yeah.
I've read a poem on here, Do It on Your Knees, and I don't have it with me, but it says, if you're going to talk about me, tell someone who can do something who can do something about it. Please talk to me. Please do it on your knees. If you're going to talk about me, do it on your knees. And I try to keep that in mind too. If I'm wanting someone to heal and really heal, and my presence is not helping them heal, I'll go away. Or if their presence is bringing me down or is attempting to abuse me, I just let them go. You know, you can pray from a distance, you can love from a distance, and you never have to be around that person ever. And I believe that.
That is so true.
It
Right.
is.
Oh, go ahead.
I just said it is.
Oh, yeah, that's true though. I totally agree with that. And I also, like with my situation, I have a lot of people who just dislike for no reason, you know?
Yep.
And I'm okay with that. As long as I know I haven't done nothing to you, you know, and I haven't been mean to you or anything. If you want to dislike me, that's your problem. That's not,
Right.
you know. And
Exactly.
that's how I look at things now. If I haven't done nothing to you for you to dislike me and you dislike me, that's your problem,
Exactly.
you know. And that's how I carry it. I leave you right where you at, and I keep it pushing, because I people get mad with you today for no reason. You don't have to do nothing to nobody for them to
Right.
get mad or dislike you. You
Right.
know, and people will talk about you, and you don't have to do nothing to them. And I'm not going to change who I am, so me and you can be friends.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
I am who I am. I believe what I believe,
That's right.
and I live out what I say.
That's right. And if that means I got to stand alone, then I'll stand alone.
That's right. That's what I said. The truth stands alone and supports its own self. And even if you have to stand alone for what you believe in, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
That's what my
Yeah,
mother always tell us. She used to say, if you know you're right, she said, don't let nobody make you think you wrong.
that's right.
She
That's
said,
right.
let nobody get up in your head and make you think you wrong. She said, if you know you're right, you stand 10 toes down in it, even if you got
That's,
to stand alone. My mother
that's
used
right.
to always tell us that.
Smart lady.
Yeah.
Smart lady.
And I do just that.
We learned a lot from my moms while they were here. They were good,
Mm-hmm.
good ladies. Good
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt in the world that my mama's up in heaven now. She's dancing and she's singing and
Right.
she's made whole again.
Yeah.
And that helps me with that. I'm so glad of it. She was a great teacher.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I still had those moments where
me
I
too.
get sad and stuff sometimes because I be wishing she was here again. And then sometimes I look at the other hand, I be like, well, I know where you at, so I know you all right. And with the way the world is now, she in a better place.
Yes, ma'am.
She is definitely in a better place, you know?
I still miss my mom too. And it's like I've said, and I told you, little girls need their mamas, but grown ladies do too.
Right.
I mean, I'm 52 years old and I cry over my mom sometimes. Sometimes it's just unbearable, the pain. And then I have to remember the shape that she was in on earth
Mhm.
when she left, and knowing that she has her full mind and full body and
Mhm.
her happiness back, that
Right,
just, I would never want her to come back and be the way she was.
right. Yeah.
But that was whenever she died in my arms, and whenever she did, I just held her, knowing that her spirit was gone from that shell of a body, and she was alive again.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you, she touched many people. Um, and they've touched many people, and they've touched many people, as I was saying earlier. So if you happen to watch this video or you're watching now, please like, share, subscribe, and click that bell so you can get all notifications. Go to Lisa's channel, sub to her, listen to her, because she's real talk. She doesn't sugarcoat anything. And if you need somebody to talk to, she would be a great one, because she has been through it, lived through it, and knows what you feel. So, Lisa, do you have any final words? And if
Um,
not, we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
First, I want to thank you for having me. I
You're
appreciate.
welcome. Thank you for being here.
It was a nice video, and I enjoyed it. Um, and second, I want to say, um, just be yourself. Stop allowing people to come in and make you be something that you're not.
Right,
You
right,
I've seen that with a lot of people. I've seen it happen to good people, where as though they allow, you know, people to come in and make them something that they're not,
true.
because they want to fit in or they want to be accepted.
Right,
When you have problems like that, you need to look within yourself and find out what's going on. There's something there that's making you feel the way you feel.
right.
It's got everything to do with you. It don't have nothing to do with somebody else.
Right. You
But you,
can't control what has been done. It's done. It can't be undone. And it has caused the problem it has had. So you have to deal with the root of the issue before you can do anything else, because you can't keep my abuse. It's like an angel and a devil on your shoulders. You can't have abuse on this side, healing on this side, and talk double talk. A double minded man is foolish.
yeah.
But Lisa, do you have any final thoughts? I do want to
Um,
say Lisa and I are going to try to do this more often. As soon as I end this live, I'm going to be uploading a video of my resin crafts. And we've got another show we're talking about good and evil. And then I want to do something about everything is a habit and how you feel about that. Um, just being me. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Okay, Lisa, it's your turn. Tell everybody again where to find you, how to find you,
um,
everywhere to find you.
yeah. Lisa's Real Spill. I'm Lisa's Real Spill on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Um, and you're not gonna get mess. I'm not a messy person. So if you're looking for the best, don't come to my channel.
Right,
Uh,
right,
because I'm not the I'm not a messy person. I don't knock nobody for what they do, but I don't want nobody to come to my channel looking for something that you're not gonna get.
right,
So, but you will learn something. You will take something good away from it. But
right,
it's all up to you at the end of the day. I always tell people that it's always up to you and what you want to do, how you want your life to be,
right.
you know?
And
And
that you are the one in control of that.
right. And the more I feel like when you take in a lot of negativity, it make you look at everything. If it ain't negative, you don't want to be bothered with it. And that plays a big part into what we take in.
Right. Trash in, trash out.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
also, no one can drive you crazy unless you give them the keys. So
that's right.
keep your keys in your pocket and learn to heal.
Yeah.
Nobody can heal you. You have to love you enough and be true enough. Be truthful, be beautiful, and be yourself.
Yeah.
Be who you are. Don't try to imitate somebody else because you're going to be miserable. You're
Yeah.
going to be miserable. Let that off your shoulders. Get that off your back.
And stop allowing people to come in and make you something that you're not.
Absolutely.
Because that goes on a lot. I've talked to many people who do that. They all right until certain people come around. And then
Right.
when certain people come around, they start acting like somebody else
Yep.
or start doing stuff that they ordinarily wouldn't do if those people weren't around, you know?
Right.
So we have to take control of ourselves and look within yourself. Sometimes you got to look within you and do some soul searching and
Yes,
figure
ma'am.
out what are some things that's making you do the things that you do. What's going on with you? What's causing these things?
Right.
And then figure out what you can do to change them.
Because once you change this and you love yourself, you do feel worthy. You do feel beautiful. You do feel like you have a place because you do. Open your eyes to the truth and quit letting other people tell you who you are and
Mhm.
tell you how you're supposed to be.
That's
Be
right.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, Lee, I'm going to tell you, you can find me at, of course, Fields of Grace 101 on YouTube. It's Fields of Grace, just Fields of Grace on Facebook, Fields of Grace 101 on Instagram, and I answer all my messages. It might not be right then, but I do answer my messages. So if you have anything to say, or if you want to leave it in the comments, you can DM me on IG. Again, it's Fields of Grace 101. And if you need to talk, I'm here. If you need some mentoring, get in touch with Lisa. That's what she does. So, Lisa, if you don't have any final words, I'm going to go ahead and end this.
Okay.
Y'all keep looking.
Hey,
Lisa, stay on after I end the live. I'll talk to you for a minute. What
okay.
What did you want to say?
No, I was just saying thanks again for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I have appreciated that. But like I said, y'all keep subscribe and turn the bell on and get your notifications because we will be uploading some more videos and maybe collaborating a little more. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. Just being me, I love you so much. You are so precious to me. You've always got my back. And I want to just say thank you for that. Um, I love you guys. Y'all be sweet, be careful, and have a blessed and beautiful and safe day. See you later.